KMBC 9 First News starts now.
I mean, I'm all for anything that helps keep the property damage down and keep these businesses, safer.
Kansas City, Missouri is responding to a troubling trend of break-ins and property damage. The new strategy to deter would-be thieves in one area struggling with crime.
City is also remembering young people who lost their lives to violence. We'll fill you in on a big step a new project takes today.
And college basketball season's almost here, and that means Big 12 Media Days is back at the T-Mobile Center. We're breaking down some preseason polls and predictions. It is 6 o'clock on your Wednesday. Good morning, and thanks for joining us on First News. I'm Jamie Weiss.
We're glad you're with us. I'm Cody Holyoke. Nick Bender here with a little bit of a fall feel here in the First Alert forecast.
Absolutely. It's cooler this morning than yesterday. Today's going to be more of an autumn feeling day. It is fall after all, but the temperatures have just been swinging wildly over the place this month. This morning in the low 50s. Kids heading to the bus stop probably need a light jacket, and with cloud cover increasing now through noon, it's going to slow that warm up down for recess. 64 degrees this afternoon, near 70 degrees for after school dismissal and activities. You get about 5-6 o'clock this evening. It'll be chilly enough again for a light jacket. Right now it's 53 degrees with a brisk north wind that brought the chillier air in overnight. We have north winds at 5 to 10 miles an hour right now. 59 in Odessa and Lee Summit, 55 in Lawrence, 53 in Leavenworth, St. Joe and Atchison. Our 12-hour forecast for today in Kansas City feeling more like fall. A lot of leaves falling today with that brisk north wind averaging 10 miles per hour through the day. 70 degrees at 5 o'clock and then quickly dropping off near sunset at 7 o'clock. 62 degrees. So again, jackets this morning as well as for any outside activities later this evening. Highs in the mid to upper 60s. Maryville, Cameron, Chillicothe, right around 70 in Kansas City, Lee Summit, Blue Springs and Independence.
All right, thanks, Nick. Well, we are tracking crime in Kansas City, Missouri, as yet another business falls victim to a break-in.
Cafe Corazon in Westport. Workers tell us front door was smashed Monday night. Workers shared pictures of the damage on Instagram along with security footage of two people breaking the door and going inside. The owners say it'll cost thousands of dollars to fix the door, but haven't said whether the burglars stole anything. We've been tracking these break-ins for weeks. We know thieves hit Oak and Steel in the Crossroads last week. City Barrel Pizza off of Gregory was hit over Labor Day weekend. And across the state line, Stevens Fine Jewelry in Leawood had been broken into last week, but thieves stripped the alarm before they could take anything. They're also targeting the River Market. Broke into Brown and Low last week, damaging the front door. Donatology sent last month. Burglars shattered the takeout window to get inside. And then right next door, thieves have hit Betty Ray's Ice Cream twice in the past 3 weeks. 78-year-old John Heckman was charged in one of those Betty Ray's break-ins. Detectives say they have video of him leaving the store with a cash box.
More eyes are now tracking crime in the Crossroads. The city put up some mobile surveillance cameras at the corner of 19th and Baltimore. The cameras are right in front of Mammoth Creative Studio. They can be seen by anyone who's walking or driving by. The hope is they'll deter potential thieves. Mammoth's manager says he's glad to see the cameras, but doesn't think they're going to do much to stop crime.
I think it's the minimum the city could do, just having more eyeballs down here, but yeah, I don't think it's going to deter anyone. I feel like they're going to do what they want to do unless there's more of a presence or more of a consequence to what's happening, because it just keeps happening over and over again.
Mayor Lucas calls the cameras and the new lighting an additional step for safety. KCPD says it chose this part of town for the cameras because of its high traffic. Well, this morning, a man is facing charges accused of shooting and killing someone outside of their house in Kansas City, Missouri. DeAries Gadsden is charged with second-degree murder, armed criminal action, and unlawful possession of a firearm. Police say months ago, the victim had sold Gadsden's brother a car that had broken down. Officers say Gadsden's brother robbed the victim and was arrested. They say Gadsden then tried to get money from the victim a few weeks later, on August 30th. October 3rd, police say Gadsden scoped out the victim's home near 53rd and College and then started shooting at him. Kansas City leaders have a new project in the works to honor children who've lost their lives to violence.
KMBC 9's Morgan Mobley is live to explain how a new memorial is moving forward today. Morgan?
Good morning. Well, this new memorial will be at Hibbs Park. Now, if you're familiar with the story of Precious Doe, that's where her remains were discovered in 2001. Now, this memorial, which was announced in the spring, will serve as a place to honor and remember and reflect on the children in our community that lost their lives to violence. At 10:30 this morning, Kansas City Parks and Rec Department is hosting a groundbreaking for the Children's Memorial at Hibbs Park. The Parks Department has worked closely with community leaders and families to honor these young people. The city of Kansas City is funding the memorial, and Parks and Rec manages the design and construction. Mayor Quinton Lucas will be speaking at this groundbreaking alongside other members of City Council. Reporting live in Kansas City, Morgan Mobley, KMBC 9 News.
Morgan, thank you. Today, a local nonprofit group marks 10 years of helping our community. Rosalind Temple founded Casey Mothers in Charge after she lost her own son to violence. The group now actively assists police with crime responses at the scenes. Casey Mothers in Charge is holding an anniversary event at Serenity Funeral Homes tonight from 5 to 7:30, and you can buy tickets online if you'd like to go. Just go to CaseyMothersInCharge.org. One man's trying to reclaim his grandfather's remains, his body, from a funeral home. He says he doesn't have the legal authority to do it, though.
So if you remember on Monday, we reported that Hardy's Eternal Rest Funeral Home in Independence has had the body of 83-year-old Charles Freeman for 4 months after not hearing from his family. Well, Freeman's 20-year-old grandson, Noah, says he hasn't been able to help, but now he is trying to plan a funeral. Insurance issues and the family's attorney, though, have gotten in the way.
And I'm not pointing fingers at anybody because it's hard out here for everybody, but it's so frustrating where we have mishandlings and things just not go well when he's such a good man, and I'm just doing all I can to make sure that he gets buried.
Missouri's law says you must be a designated attorney or next of kin who can take financial responsibility for the cost of a funeral to organize a burial or cremation. If you would like to help Noah with funeral arrangements, we've got the link posted on our website to a GoFundMe page. Just go to KMBC.com.
6:06 as we check in with First Alert meteorologist Nick Bender. How long is this fall feel sticking around, Nick? Because we could really use some of this cooler weather here for a while.
Just no winter.
Right.
We sure could. You know, it's going to be real hit and miss over the next few days, really over the next 9 days, as we'll be back and forth between fall-like temperatures and summer-like days. And with those changes come cold fronts, which actually bring the change in temperature and bring enough lift and moisture for rain chances. So you will see on the First Alert 9-day forecast several chances of showers and thunderstorms beginning with tomorrow evening and tomorrow night. Now, there is a chance of a few showers Thursday afternoon. Future scans showing what the radar could look like through the afternoon, but it's really after sunset, after 7, 8 o'clock, when showers and thunderstorms will become more likely. As the front sweeps through Thursday night into Friday morning, we could get a line or a swath of scattered downpours and even a few thunderstorms that may produce hail, and that will usher in chillier temperatures, more fall-like weather, Johnny, as we head into the weekend.
All right, Nick, thanks so much. Still nice, though, out there, and certainly nice out there this morning, so no problems to report to you initially. Getting around at all. Here's a look at I-70, 110th Street on the Kansas side, on ramp from 110th to eastbound I-70. Looks like a couple of semis there, not going to be a factor for you, and the rest of the roads off to a great start as well. Johnny Rollins, News Chopper 9, back to you in the studio.
Johnny, thank you. College basketball fans, listen up. Men's Big 12 season is about to begin, and it's going to be pretty different this time around. KMBC 9's Ron Augustine live this morning with a look ahead to Media Day at T-Mobile Center today, showing us what's changing and what isn't. Hi, Martin.
Well, Cody, first off, there are more teams playing in the Big 12 this year. It's now a 16-team conference. But what won't change, and this is what you're going to hear about from coaches and players today here at the T-Mobile Center, is the level of competition in the Big 12. It'll be fierce, top to bottom. Now, as many of you have anticipated in a preseason poll of Big 12 coaches, Kansas has been named as the favorite to win the conference this year, with KU center Hunter Dickinson selected as the preseason player of the year. The Kansas State Wildcats, they sit in number 8 position of that conference coaches preseason poll, with a notable addition this year of Coleman Hawkins, selected as the preseason co-newcomer of the year. Hawkins is a transfer from the University of Illinois, where last year he was second team All Big Ten. One more poll I want to show you, and this is the Associated Press National Preseason Rankings. Again, they don't mean a whole lot much except for the first couple weeks of the season, but sitting there at number 1, the University of Kansas. Iowa State at number 5. There you see Baylor at number 8. Arizona sits at number 10. How's about that for some Big 12 competition with 4 teams in the top 10? Well, this brings us back to the new teams in the conference. You saw Arizona there. Arizona's one of them, and joining Arizona this year in the Big 12, Arizona State, Colorado, and Utah. So players and coaches, they'll be meeting with reporters today. K-State head coach Jerome Tang will do that at 10 o'clock this morning. KU's Bill Self at 2:45. Reporting live, Martin Augustine, KBC 9 News.
Martin, thank you. It's exciting. Chiefs will be rolling into Las Vegas this weekend undefeated.
And they're also in a prime position to hit some new milestones. If the Chiefs beat the Raiders, they'll become the 7th Super Bowl champion team to win their first 7 games of the season. The last team to do that was the 2019 New England Patriots. A victory will give quarterback Patrick Mahomes the distinction of having won the 3rd most games in his first 8 seasons as a starting quarterback. He'll also be the 3rd quarterback ever to have 3 winning streaks of at least 12 games.
Chiefs may need to find yet another wide receiver after Juju Smith-Schuster hurt his hamstring Sunday playing the 49ers. He'd been having issues leading up to the game. Now head coach Andy Reid says he won't be ready for practice this week. Defensive back Jalen Watson may be out for the season with a broken ankle, too. In a press conference Monday, Reid said Watson's injuries weren't going to be good and that he wouldn't be ready for practice. ESPN's Jeremy Fowler reports Watson will have surgery soon. Chiefs play their second AFC West opponents of the season, the Raiders, Sunday in Sin City. Kickoffs at 3:25.
KBC 9 News is working to keep you safe with a recall alert.
This one involves hundreds of thousands of Hondas. We'll explain the safety concerns and your next steps if your car's affected.
With less than 2 weeks left until the election, we're seeing record turnout when it comes to early voting. The presidential campaign's final push to get even more voters to the polls.
Big temperature swings over the next 9 days will result in rain and thunderstorm chances. Coming up, I want to show you the days that you're going to need your rain jacket and umbrella.
Your station leading the way, keeping you safe by exposing scams, fraud, and recalls. KMBC 9 News.
It is 6:14 on your Wednesday morning as we take a live look over the Country Club Plaza. It is 55 degrees and we're going to get a quick dose of autumn air before summer warmth returns. Nick's going to get us ready for when the changing temperatures will become light rain, maybe even some thunderstorms. For now, though, let's check in with Johnny Rollins on the roads.
All right, thanks so much, Jamie. Taking a look at your first alert traffic. Not seeing much out here at all to start the Wednesday drive. We're off to a good start. Southbound I-35-29 down to the Bond Bridge. Pretty picture of the bridge right there, and off to the right would be the downtown skyline, and maybe the little bit of first light of day off to the east there to the left. But a wide open highway in front of us. That run all the way from the I-35-29 merge to downtown, doing fine. Johnny Rollins, News Chopper 9. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Johnny. We are following some breaking news this morning. The Chiefs and the Tennessee Titans are reportedly finalizing a trade that would bring wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins to Kansas City. That's according to ESPN's Adam Schefter. He says the Chiefs are sending a conditional fourth-round pick in order to get Hopkins. We'll, of course, let you know once we learn more. We are keeping you safe this morning, though, with a recall from Honda. The company is recalling roughly 720,000 cars because of potentially defective fuel pumps. Honda says the pumps could leak and cause a fire. The cars impacted include the 2023 and 2024 Accords and Accord hybrids, 2025 Civic sedan and sedan hybrids. CR-V hybrids from 2023 through 2025 are also on the list. So if you have any one of these cars listed, take it to a dealer for a free fix.
This week, we expect a decision of the future of two brothers serving life in prison for killing their parents. It's a high-profile case. Jury convicted Eric and Lyle Menendez for the 1989 killings. They never denied killing their parents, but they always maintained they acted out of self-defense after years of sexual abuse by their father. This week, the Los Angeles County District Attorney in California is expected to make a decision on whether they'll be resentenced. That's after a new piece of evidence emerged, including a letter Eric wrote to his cousin, allegedly detailing what his father was doing to him. 13 days ago before Election Day, and already a record number of people are voting early.
Yeah, and the Harris and Trump campaigns are focused on getting even more people to the polls. Amy Lou's in Washington watching both campaigns.
The candidates are catering their policies to Latino voters, but their pitches are getting sidetracked by personal attacks.
I think she's grossly incompetent, and I don't want to be nice about it because we can't take a chance.
At a roundtable with Latino business leaders, former President Donald Trump hurling insults at Vice President Kamala Harris.
She took a day off. How do you take a day off? 14 days, you don't take days off, right?
Calling Harris lazy in a rally in North Carolina, warning the state's economy would turn into a wasteland if she's elected.
That's part of why people are exhausted with Donald Trump and his approach, because it's all about himself and his personal grievances, and not about the American people.
Harris, attending to her vice presidential duties, also sat for interviews, one with Hallie Jackson on NBC News, expanding on her economic policies to help home and small business owners responding to Trump's attacks.
Doing what we must do to bring down the cost of living, but also to help people not just get by but get ahead.
As an Associated Press poll shows her closing the gap on economic issues like jobs and groceries. Also in a Telemundo interview, Harris called herself a pragmatic capitalist, refuting claims by Trump that she's a socialist. That's in order to resonate with Latino voters who have fled authoritarian regimes. In Washington, I'm Amy Lowe.
The Harris and Trump campaigns are leaning into star power in the final days of their campaigns. Trump will record a podcast with Joe Rogan on Friday, while former President Obama and Bruce Springsteen will campaign with Harris tomorrow in Georgia and then head to Pennsylvania on Monday.
The IRS is announcing some changes for the 2025 tax year, so next year. Single filers have a standard deduction that'll go up $400 to $15,000. It'll be $30,000 for married couples filing jointly. That's an $800 jump. As for heads of household, standard deduction will be $22,500, up $600 from this year. The IRS is making these changes to adjust for inflation. The Mizzou Tigers hit the road this weekend after an amazing come-from-behind win over Auburn last weekend.
So they're going to be playing that other team from Alabama, the Crimson Tide. Alabama's coming off a loss against Tennessee, but they've got a rising young star, wide receiver Ryan Williams. Coach Eli Drinkowitz says the Tigers need to keep an eye on him.
We've given up way too many deep balls, deep shots. Obviously, the touchdown that Auburn had in the game, Boston College, Vanderbilt, all had deep throws. So, we're going to have to keep the ball in front of us. And again, goes back to this play philosophy. We got to knock it down and get back up and play this play, and we can't give up explosives for touchdowns.
The Tigers kick off against the 15th-ranked Crimson Tide at 2:30 Saturday afternoon. The Sunflower Showdown is also Saturday. The Kansas Jayhawks and K-State Wildcats kick off in Manhattan at 7 o'clock. I'm going to send thoughts and prayers to all the divided households, I'm sure, in the metro. Hopefully, great weather to watch the game.
There you go.
Outside.
It's going to be fantastic weather this weekend. It's going to feel a lot more like autumn on Saturday and on Sunday as well. But over the next 9 days, it's characterized by wild temperature swings between fall-like days and summer warmth. Highs 60s, 70s, 80s. Yesterday was the 80s. Today it's going to be right around 70, so maybe in the middle of those two extremes. And all of those temperature swings come mainly due to cold fronts sweeping through. You get a change in temperature, you get lift, and if you have enough moisture, you get rain. And that has been lacking over the last several weeks, or month and a half, 2 months it seems. The next chance of rain, and it is the highest chance of rain over the next 9 days, is Thursday evening into Thursday night with a cold front sweeping through. Some of the thunderstorms, not all of them, maybe one or two, could produce quarter-size hail. That would be a severe thunderstorm. So up to quarter-size hail, and again, maybe only one or two storms may produce that hail. 12-hour forecast for today in Kansas City. Chilly enough this morning and this afternoon for a light jacket. 50s out your door right now, and for the outside evening plans, 6, 7 o'clock, temperatures quickly cooling into the 60s, and with a brisk north breeze, you'll feel the chill. Then the temperatures swing again towards summer on the first alert 9-day forecast for Thursday. 83 degrees. Cold front arrives Thursday evening, Thursday night. So Thursday morning, Thursday afternoon drive. But you get to 6, 7, 8 o'clock. Scattered showers and a few thunderstorms will develop from the northeast to the southwest along that front as it sweeps into central Missouri in the pre-dawn hours of Friday. So rain chances will end by sunrise on Friday, leaving brisk north breeze. Chilly on Friday, 67 degrees with sunshine over the weekend, then warming back up to near 80 on Monday, and then several rain chances next week leading up to Halloween. Right now they are low rain chances. It does appear that Halloween is going to be on the cooler side with highs in the 60s and evening temperatures in the 50s. Cody.
All right, we'll take it, Nick. Thank you. The sights and smells of fall are everywhere, even in places you least expect them. We'll show you an autumn twist. A car wash is now offering its customers. 6:24 right now. As you know, we are well into fall, and pumpkin spice seems to be everywhere.
Yeah, even at a car wash. So right now, a car wash in New England is offering pumpkin spice infused foam to add some shine with a fall twist. And it's not just trendy, it's good for the community. All the proceeds from the pumpkin spice car wash are going to a nonprofit that serves meals to critically ill people.
It is such a lovely, heartwarming fall scent that makes us all get ready in New England for what's coming ahead, which is Thanksgiving. And the Thanksgiving table is so important, and it really means something to all of us.
Those car washes are recommending customers who get the pumpkin spice wash to turn on their AC or their heat so they get the full effect.
There you go. When the holidays roll around, it's good to know that there are ways to give back to our community.
And you can help KMBC 9 Cares for Kids and Operation Breakthrough by fixing Thanksgiving. Operation Breakthrough works with families who live up to 200% below the poverty level. Having enough food on a regular day could be a struggle, but add in the holidays on top of that, many families just simply can't afford to celebrate.
That's why we want to provide a full Thanksgiving meal to 1,000 local families. That includes turkey and all the sides. Costs $50 to provide a meal to one family, but you don't have to donate that much to make a difference. Help us fix Thanksgiving by scanning the QR code here on your screen or by logging on to kmbc.com/community.
Early voting is happening right now in Kansas and Missouri. We're getting you prepared to cast your ballot with a reminder from poll workers. That's next.
And fall is trying to claw its way into your First Alert forecast. It succeeds a little bit today. Nick's back with your forecast next.
KMBC 9 First News starts now.
Pleased that there's so many people turning out to vote.
Voters in Kansas and Missouri can now cast their ballots early without an excuse. We'll fill you in on the trends we're seeing just 13 days out from the election.
Autumn air followed by summer's warmth. Coming up, I'll get you prepared for when the changing temperatures will be accompanied by showers and thunderstorms.
It's time for the Big 12 Men's Basketball Media Day, and in years past we've seen that some things never change here, but this year, some things do.
All right, I'll check in with Martin in just a bit. Thanks for joining us today for First News. I'm Cody Holmgren.
And I'm Jamie Weiss. Nick Bender's here to get us ready for today, where it's going to fully feel like fall today.
Yeah, got a whole lot of change, not only today, but over the next 9 days. There's just wild temperature swings, and every time those temperatures swing towards fall or towards summer, there's a chance for showers and even some October thunderstorms. Not today, though. Today's more of that swing back toward fall-like weather. This morning, cool enough for kids to need a jacket at the bus stop. Temperatures in the low 50s, and with a bit more cloud cover over lunchtime, that's going to stymie a warm-up. Temperatures only reaching into the low 60s at noon, topping out around 70 degrees for your outside activities after school or late this afternoon. That's going to feel much cooler compared to yesterday, and a change in the wind overnight to a north breeze that has allowed chillier air to slide south into Kansas and Missouri this morning. 53 in St. Joseph, 52 in Cameron, near 60 in Lee Summit, Odessa, and 54 degrees in Warrensburg. On our 12-hour forecast for today in Kansas City, a mix of sun and clouds, a brisk north breeze, warming up to 70 degrees, but the mornings, the evenings, like a classic fall day, Johnny, you may need a jacket or a hoodie if you're going to be outside for an hour or two.
All right, Nick, thanks so much. Take a look at your first alert traffic. Quiet start out here. Nothing to worry about as far as any major problems. In search of a stalled vehicle reported around this vicinity. This will be westbound I-70 from the right to the left, headed inbound from the Missouri side past Lee Summit Road, and not really seeing much as far as any stalled car down there. If it's down there, it's not causing any kind of a problem. So far, so good. Certainly a great way to start this Wednesday. Johnny Rollins, News Chopper 9, back to you in the studio.
Johnny, thanks. We are now less than 2 weeks out from Election Day. On November 5th, voters will make their voices heard in several key issues and races. Polls open in Missouri at 6 on Election Day morning. Many in Kansas open at 7. Some open earlier, so check before you go. Polls in both states close at 7 on Election night. And if you're in line at 7, you'll still be allowed to vote.
Kansas voters are already starting to flex their electoral muscles.
Yeah, we spoke with the state's election director, who says he's seeing quite a turnout ahead of Election Day. Voters have cast more than 49,000 in-person ballots, and close to 15,000 ballots have already been returned for early voting. More than 6,200 Wyandotte County voters have cast their ballots in the first 3 days of early voting. It's above 32,000 in Johnson County for just the first 2 days. We're still working to get yesterday's numbers for you. Remember, in Missouri, you also have a chance to vote before Election Day.
And no excuse absentee voting is happening right now. We are at a polling place in Independence Tuesday where the line stretched around the building. Many voters got there hours before doors opened. Election officials say the early turnout is beyond their expectations, and they want to remind early voters to just be patient as they work to get everyone through as quickly as possible.
Even once you get inside, it's just so many people inside that we've cranked the air down, but the doors are open. There's only a few chairs, and so it's pretty packed in there too.
The director of Jackson County's election board says she expects long lines for the next few days, adding that voting on Election Day should be much easier.
Voters have a lot to decide in Missouri, including Proposition A, which focuses on the state's minimum wage and paid sick time for all workers. If this passes, the minimum wage would jump to $15 an hour by 2026. The measure would also require employers to give paid sick time. Companies with fewer than 15 workers would have to offer at least 5 days a year, and if businesses have more than 15 workers, they'd be required to pay for at least 7 days. Proposal's getting some mixed reactions from some people and business owners we've talked to ahead of Election Day.
It's the most primary thing you need to be paying more is the labor.
You will also have to pay more for everything that you purchase in one of our restaurants or one of the small businesses because they have to absorb all those costs that they did.
About 1 in 6 workers in Missouri earns minimum wage, which right now is $12.30 an hour. A local news reporter has quite a scoop after he was hurt by a fragment of a bullet fired by Lucas Kunce, the Democratic nominee for U.S. Senate in Missouri.
And Kunce had invited journalists to an event yesterday in Holt, Missouri, where he was shooting an AR-15 rifle. Media reports from the event say a bullet appeared to ricochet off a target, and a piece of it hit the reporter in the arm. The Kunce campaign shared this video last night showing the Democratic candidate bandaging the reporter's arm and using his belt to help stop the bleeding. In a statement, Kuntz said he is glad the reporter's okay and was able to continue working. He also emphasized the need to always have first aid ready when using a gun. Make KMBC9 News your home for Commitment 2024 coverage up to and through Election Day. We have an election guide online at KMBC.com to get you prepared to vote. It has everything you need from important dates to key races and voting rules in both of our states. You can see it all online at KMBC.com. Today, crews in Kansas City, Missouri will be breaking ground on an emotional new memorial.
Yeah, it'll honor some of the youngest victims of violence. KMBC9's Morgan Mobley is live this morning to fill us in. Morgan.
Good morning. Well, this new memorial will be at Hibbs Park. Now, if you're familiar with the story of Precious Doe, that is where her remains were found back in 2001. This new memorial site was announced in the spring. It'll serve as a place of remembrance and reflection for the children in our community that lost their lives to violence. At 10:30 this morning, Kansas City Parks and Rec is hosting a groundbreaking for the Children's Memorial at Hibbs Park. The Parks Department has worked really closely with community leaders and families to honor these young people. The city of Kansas City is funding the memorial, and Parks and Rec manages the design and construction. Mayor Quentin Lucas will be speaking at this groundbreaking alongside other members of City Council. Reporting live in Kansas City, Morgan Mobley, KMBC9 News.
Wonderful idea. Thank you. 6:35 right now. It definitely doesn't feel like it outside, but colder temperatures will be here before you know it. It's why Kansas City leaders announced their plans to help people dealing with homelessness. Mayor Quentin Lucas's extreme weather plan calls for more shelters to be open from December 1st through March 1st. He's working on a way to get money to keep them open year round. The goal here, to make sure no one's experiencing homelessness in Kansas City.
A pair of shoes, figuring out how you can get to the doctor, figuring out how you can get some key resource that's holding you back. That's what this city is committed to doing. It may be a pair of shoes for one person. It may be medication for another.
The mayor encourages local groups that focus on helping people without a home to apply for what's called the Zero KC grant program. They could get up to $1 million for their work. They have until the middle of next month to apply.
Time now is 6:36. We want to check back in with Nick Bender because fall is finally here. Is it going to stay, Nick?
No, there's nothing staying about this forecast over the next 9 days. The temperatures are just all over the place on what we a quintessential roller coaster ride, but it is going to feel a lot cooler today compared to yesterday. You'll need jackets this morning, especially for kids at the bus stop. 53 degrees right now. Mix of sun and clouds for today. 70 degrees, so maybe a warm fall afternoon, and then chilly overnight. 49 degrees for tomorrow morning. So jackets for tomorrow morning, but not tomorrow afternoon. You're at the top of the roller coaster ride on Thursday. 83 degrees for a high, with a chance of showers and thunderstorms, especially after sunset. Thursday evening, Thursday night. As the cold front sweeps through, you're on the drop in the roller coaster as north winds prevail on Friday. Blustery with sunshine. 67 degrees for a high. Jamie.
All right, thanks, Nick. Well, college basketball fans, the men's Big 12 season's about to begin.
It's almost here, and it's going to look different this time around. KMBC9's Martin Augustine live this morning with a look ahead to Media Day at T-Mobile Center to show us what's changing and what is it. Martin?
Well, Cody, first off, more teams are joining the Big 12. It's now a 16-team conference, but one thing you're going to hear from coaches and players today at the T-Mobile Center is something that is not changing in the Big 12, and that's that fierce level of basketball competition top to bottom in the conference. As you may have heard, among a poll of Big 12's coaches preseason, the Kansas Jayhawks are favored to win the Big 12 basketball conference. We have heard that a lot over the years, certainly, with center Hunter Dickinson selected in that same poll as the preseason player of the year. The Kansas State Wildcats sit in the number 8 position of that preseason poll. Their notable addition this year is Coleman Hawkins, selected as the preseason co-newcomer of the year. Hawkins is a transfer from the University of Illinois, where last year he was second team All-Big Ten. One more poll I want to show you. The Associated Press preseason national rankings. Right there at the top, the KU Jayhawks. But look there at number 5, the Iowa State Cyclones, the Baylor Bears at number 8, and the Arizona Wildcats at number 10. How's that for competition? And speaking of Arizona, that's one of the 4 new teams this year in the Big 12. Joining Arizona as first team new members is Arizona State, Colorado, who was coming back to the Big 12, and Utah. Now we're going to hear from coaches and players today, as we mentioned. Jerome Tang of K-State, he'll take questions from reporters at 10 o'clock this morning. Bill Self at KU at 2:45. Reporting live, Martin Augustine, KMBC 9 News.
All right, Martin, thank you. By the way, Kansas Jayhawks have 2 exhibition games coming up. Friday, the men played the Arkansas Razorbacks down inside Bud Walton Arena in Fayetteville. Tip-offs at 8. Then Tuesday night, they host Washburn at 7. KU officially starts the season on Monday, November 4th, hosting Howard inside the Fog. Tip-off's at 7 that night. And Kansas State has an exhibition against Fort Hays State Tuesday night at 7. The Wildcats start the season November 5th, hosting New Orleans at 7 o'clock. Kansas City Chiefs will be back on the practice field today.
And they are gearing up to take on the Raiders in Sin City at the site of their last Super Bowl victory. So the Raiders are coming off a loss to the Rams on Sunday. The Chiefs have won the same amount of games inside Allegiant Stadium, the home of the Raiders, as the Raiders have since February, and that is 1. We will hear from head coach Andy Reid and the Chiefs today. You can look for those comments in our later newscast. The Chiefs and Raiders have a storied and intense rivalry, but it's been dominated by the Chiefs. They've met 130 times. The Chiefs have won 73 out of those games, including 8 of the last 10. Head coach Andy Reid is 18-4 against the Raiders since he came to the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes is 10-2 against them in his entire starting career.
Chiefs head to Sin City to take on the Raiders Sunday afternoon. Kickoff set for 3:25. Our Dennis Evans is headed that way too, so watch for his reports this weekend on KMBC 9 News. Ahead of the game, we're showing off some of the best and most unique fans in the kingdom. I think this ticks that box. Check out these guys. Jay George sent us a picture. She's in Paola. These are her pigs, Carl and Theo. And they're all geared up, too. Love it. They're ready to watch the Chiefs bring home the bacon Sunday. There you go. You can send in your pictures along with your name and other details for us to share at KMBC.com/bestfans. We'll be sharing our favorites this morning and in the days leading up to kickoff.
Love it. Oh, my gosh. Well, we're working to keep you safe with a warning about an E. coli outbreak.
So this has been traced back to McDonald's Quarter Pounders. We'll fill you in on the ingredients investigators think could be to blame.
And the Kansas City streetcars are back up and running after constructors finished their work early. The changes you need to be aware of before your next ride.
Big temperature swings between now and Halloween will result in multiple chances of showers and thunderstorms. They'll get you ready for the days you'll need an umbrella. Coming up.
Your station leading the way with First Alert Weather, Kansas City's most experienced team, KMBC 9 News.
.43 on your Wednesday morning, waking up in the mid-50s, a little cooler out there, and we have some more good news for lovers of fall. We're going to get a quick dose, just a little breath of autumn air before it's right back to summer temperatures. Nick's also going to fill us in on when we might see some light rain. Thunderstorms may even need an umbrella, Johnny Rollins. That would be a heck of a change.
Yeah, how about that? Dust that thing off wherever it might be. Wow. It's hard to believe it has been so dry. And thankfully, we haven't had a lot of fire problems, miraculously at this point, I would say. Let's take a look at northbound 71 highway. One of these mystery slowdowns. Once in a while, we'll see this around town with no report of any problem. Northbound 71, the Bruce Watkins Drive. This approaching 75th Street. And, of course, down just a little further from 75th is the Gregory traffic signal, but I don't think that's what's causing the slowdown through here. Typically, this time of the morning, we'd see it pretty much wide open, and this is heavy all the way back to 85th Street. Again, no reports of any problems on the Bruce Watkins Drive, although maybe a little bit further north there could be something going on, but we're having a tough time figuring out what that might be. Regardless of the reason, you may be seeing an extra 5 minutes. I'd call it almost 10 through here right now. So if this is your route to work, getting ready to head out, or wondering if you need an early start, probably would be a good idea to plan on that till we figure out what this is all about. Johnny Rollins, News Chopper 9, back to you in the studio.
Thanks for the heads up, Johnny. There is some good news if you take the streetcar downtown. It's back up and running ahead of schedule. Service has been put on hold so streetcar constructors could work on the track tie-in. That's what connects the current streetcar route to the extension south to UMKC. Well, they finished up the tie-in and even did some routine maintenance. So now that that's all done, you'll notice a change at the Union Station stop. If you want to go north into downtown from Union Station, you will now need to cross the street to board from the new northbound streetcar stop. It's also important to note that they added streetcar-only lanes downtown. So take a look at this image here on your screen. If you see white slash marks on the road, that is now a lane just for the streetcar. The streetcar extension is on schedule to open next year.
KMBC 9 News is keeping you safe with news of an E. coli outbreak tied to McDonald's Quarter Pounder. CDC says tainted meat has sickened nearly 50 people in 10 states, including Kansas and Missouri. Now, most cases are in Colorado and Nebraska, but one person died. Problem ingredient hasn't been identified, but CDC investigators are focusing on slivered onions and beef patties. E. coli symptoms include severe stomach cramps, fever, and nausea. Nothing to trifle with. Election Day is less than 2 weeks out, and already more than 19 million Americans have voted ahead of time.
Which is truly an incredible amount. And presidential campaigns, they're seeing this, and the presidential rhetoric is heating up. Here's ABC's Perry Russell.
Vice President Kamala Harris says it's possible former President Trump tries to declare victory before all the votes are counted. Harris on NBC News.
This is a person, Donald Trump, who tried to undo a free and fair election, who still denies the will of the people, who incited a violent mob to attack the United States Capitol.
In an interview with the New York Times, Trump's White House Chief of Staff John Kelly says Trump meets the definition of a fascist and claims Trump was complimentary of Hitler.
He commented more than once that, that Hitler did some good things too.
The Trump campaign responding, saying Kelly's stories are debunked and fabricated.
President Barack Obama.
At a Harris rally in Detroit, Michigan, former President Obama questioning Trump's mental sharpness after Trump called January 6th a day of love.
We do not need to see what an older, loonier Donald Trump looks like with no guardrails. America's ready to turn the page.
Trump criticizing Harris for taking a day off the campaign trail using a racist stereotype.
You know why? She's lazy as hell, and she's got that reputation.
And later questioning her mental state.
Does she drink? Is she on drugs? I don't know. I have no idea.
The FBI says Russia and other adversarial nations are spreading misinformation about the election and are using artificial intelligence to confuse voters. Perry Russell, ABC News, Washington.
We're getting you prepared for Election Day with our Commitment 2024 election guide. We're taking a look at the top races in both states and even have sample ballots for voters. It's all at KMBC.com under the Commitment 2024 tab.
New regulations from the FAA are pushing electric air taxis closer to reality. Check it out. Regulators published new moves that move toward allowing them to start flying. FAA calls the regulations the final piece of the puzzle. This is the type of taxi people could see in the future. It's called an eVTOL. It's an electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft. It can fly like a plane, but take off and land like helicopters at traditional airports.
The NBA season kicked off last night the same way it ended, with Boston Celtics on top. That was just one of the Celtics' 29 three-pointers in their win over the New York Knicks. They tied the NBA record for the most threes in a game. NBA history was made last night as LeBron James and his son Bronny became the first father-son duo to play in a game together. The Los Angeles Lakers had drafted Bronny earlier this year with the 55th pick, and last night the Lakers beat the Minnesota Timberwolves in their home opener 110-103.
Soon many families will be planning Thanksgiving meals and going shopping. It's right around the corner. But some families aren't so lucky.
So KMBC 9 Cares for Kids wants to fix Thanksgiving by teaming up with Operation Breakthrough. We have a goal of sponsoring Thanksgiving meals for 1,000 families, complete with a turkey and all the fixins. So far, we've raised enough money for 240 meals. A $50 donation will cover the cost of an entire meal for one family.
Any amount you can give, though, will make an impact. Get started now by scanning the QR code on your screen or logging on to kmbc.com/community.
3, 2, 1.
A holiday tradition returns to Lee's Summit next month. The Magic Tree will line up for the season on Wednesday, November 27th from 6 to 10 that night. Remember, the tree has been moved to the Paragon Star Sports Complex off of 5470 View High Drive. It's been a highlight of the holiday season for more than 10 years now. It takes 21,000 lights to make that display.
Union Station is getting ready for the holiday season. The Holiday Reflections exhibit's being assembled. Union Station shared these images on Facebook. Crews are assembling the trees inside the KC Landmark. There will also be several other holiday-themed items that will be installed in the coming days. Holiday Reflections opens for the season on November 22nd. You can buy tickets now, starting at $10 for general admission.
Crews in Olathe are getting ready for winter already. City posted a video online showing Snow Olathe crew members inspecting the trucks, testing the plows. City says they will be ready when winter weather hits. I would just ask that we have just a little bit of fall or just more than a hot second, because they've been many hot seconds before we actually jump into the snow with both feet.
Yeah, I'm dreading that.
We just had so many wild temperature swings. It's been a warm October, so maybe it's hard to kind of get our minds into that. Oh, Halloween is next week. No, Thanksgiving's only a few weeks away, because we've just had such warmer weather. And all the temperature swings between fall and summer will result in additional rain chances over the next 9 days or so. So, I mean, that's good news, because we desperately do need that rain. If you're looking at future scan, it's a forecast what the radar could look like overnight into tomorrow morning. Yeah, we could see that band of showers and thunderstorms come on through. So over the next 9 days, you just need to be ready for big swings in the temperature. You got to keep your summer apparel and your fall apparel at hand. Highs in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. So quite a spread. And again, as those temperatures swing back and forth, they will come with rain and storm chances beginning with Thursday evening and Thursday night. This is the highest chance of accumulating rainfall that we've had in many weeks, greater than 1/10 of an inch of rain. Now, do I think it's going to be a countywide soaker? No, but there is the potential for a quarter to maybe a half an inch of rain in spots where those thunderstorms come through, and some of the storms may even produce hail. Thursday night, maybe one or two could produce quarter-size hail, not many. 12-hour forecast for today in Kansas City. Cool enough this morning and this evening if you're going to be outside after school practices and activities for a jacket. Otherwise, around 70 degrees this afternoon with a mix of sun and clouds. Then the temperatures swing to summer on Thursday. 83 degrees for a high. Thursday morning, early Thursday afternoon will be dry, but future scans and forecasts of the radar 6, 7, 8 o'clock Thursday evening, showers and thunderstorms become more likely, and then those showers and storms will sweep through in a line and end by sunrise on Friday. And blustery, cool fall weather with sunshine for the weekend, then getting warmer again for early next week, and then more changes sweeping through for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday with rain chances. So over the next 9 days, we have chances of rain. The best chance is Thursday night, and the temperature swings will continue through Halloween. It's 6:53.
Just 13 days left to the election. Both presidential campaigns are putting in the work to get voters to the polls. Vice President Harris, former President Trump are embracing, though, very different strategies to energize the groups they need to win. Good Morning America will look at the playbooks from both campaigns next on Channel 9.
Big 12 basketball teams are going to be in Kansas City today for their annual media day. Coaches and players will be sharing their thoughts on the upcoming season. And First News continues next on KCWE. We're breaking down some polls and predictions before the teams take the court.
Today will have more of an autumn feel to it. Tomorrow feel more like summer. 83 degrees on Thursday with a chance of showers and thunderstorms Thursday evening and Thursday night. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday we're back to sunshine, more of a fall feel with highs in the 60s and 70s. And near 80 to start next week. Several chances of rain showers next Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. The rain chances are more uncertain, but it being in the 60s for Halloween, kind of a cooler Halloween, we're more confident in those temperatures.
Yeah, there have been some years where it's been in the 30s, so 60s
we've
not
gotten
too bad.
Everything on Halloween, everything we've gotten.
Good weather for candy anyway. Thanks for joining us. GMA is next. First News continues on KCWE.
See you tomorrow.